Hey guys, welcome back to episode, well, not welcome back. Welcome back to Occultists Anonymous. This is episode 20. Thank you for joining us. We always appreciate you spending a little time out of your week to hang out with us. As always, sorry, my computer is doing weird things. As always, hey, come join us on Discord. We have some really interesting discussions, and it's getting really fun now because you guys are starting to talk amongst ourselves, and I don't know about the rest of the cabal here.
I can't keep up anymore.
Yeah, well, for me, it's like I'm at work.
I read all your messages. I just don't know what you're talking about.
for me, it's I sit at work and I have Discord pulled up, and I just let it scroll as I work on stuff, and I look down and haha. And then every now and then somebody says something and I have to comment. But otherwise, it's really cool that people are chatting and discussing. People are talking about making their characters, cool stuff. And then special thanks to our patrons, Claire, Danny, Noba, Brian, Samuel, Schmitty, and Thomas. This list is getting long, which I like. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining us. I will have a Conca video going up on maybe Monday. We'll see. I've already got it recorded. I just got to edit it and make sure I don't sound like a rambling idiot. That should go up on Monday. For those of you who are kind of curious about what the site actually is and what it does, I basically hijacked Craig's account. And so you could see all the stuff Craig could see. Don't worry, I didn't spoil anything. But you can see what Conca is like, and that's one of the things you can get from Patreon. Anyways, this will be a short episode. We had a little bit of a late start on the other one and then a short break, and so we're just going to jump to it. So we pick up with the Cabal at the Puck building with Mammon kind of healing up at a pretty incredible rate. It probably still sucks and hurts like hell, but he's kind of recovering. There is everybody else they're kind of doing your thing. We'll get to that in a second. And Gabe is over in a corner going, holy shit. Holy shit. I saw that whole thing.
It was really cool, but I feel bad for Logan.
Yeah. No, that sucks to be a big werewolf with a giant axe. Just
You didn't get to use it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's going to go cry with, like, I don't know. Werewolves, like, get laid all the time. I'm 90% sure. So, like, whatever. But, yeah, that was cool. Emily, you are scary as always. Every time you cast stuff, it's kind of terrifying. I'll admit it.
It's because Weird's made it cool.
That's true. Yay, Weird, says the 23-year-old standing in his boxers in Songbird's...
Gabe, put your fucking pants on.
Put on your fucking clothes.
It's like,
we've talked about this.
If I could, I would. When I make an image, that's okay. But when I chat, because some of you are deaf to me, I have to materialize, and this is all I got. So,
can we give you clothes to wear here?
Actually, technically, you could. You could, you have the spell, I'm sorry, this is me voice now. I can't remember what the spell is, but yeah, you have the ability to take an object and put it into Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could, yes, go raid Songbird's closet, find something.
Yeah, if you want him to not be naked all the time, let me, give him some clothes.
That's
you can wear
fine.
your clothes. You're fine with him being naked all the time?
No, I'll give up the clothes.
Okay, sure.
So, but otherwise, unless you guys have something specifically to do right now, I know all of you grabbed, I think all of you? Well, most of you grabbed objects that you're like, I'm going to study this.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do that, and then we will hop in the time machine, and we will kind of progress some time away from this first weekend where you guys all met, and you guys had your wild ride here.
Decompress a little bit.
How do you want to handle the words of truth? What we talked about?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm okay. As it actually came up in Discord, words of truth is just a 1 dot.
It's a 2 dot.
2 dot spell. You need Mammon there.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think we want to roll that because that has the potential to have problems. Once Mammon is feeling better in, what did we calculate? 5 hours for him
5
to
hours.
for him to be completely better.
So in the interest of expeditiousness, could we assume that the scry succeeds? Because let's be real, if it fails, I'm just going to waste some time and do it again until it succeeds.
That's true. I'm trying to think.
Now, the words of truth, I don't know if they have like a resisting roll, but...
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the scry isn't going to be a problem because you still have that fur. Yeah, okay, yeah.
I mean, I thought you were just going to take the blood and cast words of truth through that as a connection to the guy.
I can't do that.
He can't do that.
Oh,
he
can you not? Okay.
If he had
I don't have space
too,
magic.
he could. But yeah, let's take a look here at words of truth because I don't think we've cast that one on
someone else.
on screen.
Yeah.
Let's
Well, we did it against...
No, he did it with...
down with Titus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was like all jacked up.
Yep.
So
let's see here. Words of truth. All right.
Withstood by composure.
So the words are objectively true. That's right. And you know them to be true. All subjects can hear and understand clearly, regardless of distance, language, or, no, on sealed. Yep. Okay, cool. They call to action. I don't think you're doing that. So yeah, you're basically just rolling that spell. So you need 1 for instant, 1 for sensory, and then 1 for remote viewing to go through the through the scribe window.
That's fine. So I'm overreaching 1.
And let's see here, and then withstood by composure. So you have by default 2 potency.
I'm gonna put it to 5.
Okay, so
Puppy.
minus 6.
High speech and path tools.
You could actually do it in your domain because that was one of the things I ended up talking about. The another thing that came up is that domain.
Well, no,
the domain is a artificial etheric verge. So anything from that, now you have to decorate. Yep.
Sure.
Yep. You have to decorate appropriately, which I think probably you already have some Norse runes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was part of the roles of setting it up was decorating it and stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so high speech and domain bonus.
For 2.
3 yantras.
So 4 total.
And willpower.
Cool. Nice. So 5, 9, 12, 6. And then I get to roll a thing in the barber. Cool. No paradox. Roll them 6 as basically this scry window. Nice.
Cool. It is a praxis. It goes through fully without being withstood.
Cool. Yeah. So I don't even have to worry about that. That helps.
So enjoy your 5 doors smashed open to get him to do what I want him to do.
Oh, in social maneuvering, may remove a door. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Is that in... Oh, okay. So first we have the whole description and stuff, but then if you're using social maneuvering... Okay, cool. So to give me an idea of how many doors he needs to go, you need to go through, what are you basically trying to enforce? What are you trying to get him to do?
I am I think what I actually say is, I say the address. I say your alpha is dead.
Do you use the first tongue name for Marrow Eater?
Yeah, Marrow Eater is dead. Because I'm speaking with supernal truth, so I figure I could probably get across the first language concept.
I mean, you can say them, can't you?
The words?
Sure.
Yeah.
You are not welcome here.
Okay. And let's see here. I have to go look up my social maneuvering. There we go. I want to double check how many doors they have. It's based on Lower of resolve or composure. If it's a breaking kind, nope. Prevent them from, nope. Acting against their virtue, nope. Okay, yeah. So 5 doors easily cuts through this. Now, because you didn't take scale into account, you're zapping this one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his head kind of snaps up as this voice booms, as Odin himself calls down. And the
now
guys,
I'm Odin.
Oh, there you go.
So what I need, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need Chris to say it for us the way he would have said it to this guy.
I mean, I pretty much said it word for word what I said.
Go, Chris. Booming voice.
I don't voice act.
Okay.
Especially because I have no ability to even get close to what he actually sounds like.
That's true.
Like linguistically. So
now that you have the art over there, you can
do the
see
accent.
Yeah, do the accent.
Fucking Swedish chef over here.
Yeah. And this is a big bear of a man. Like, I can't pull that voice off. But yeah, this guy's head snaps up. He's looking around. He has no idea where this voice is coming from, but he believes it. And like, we watch on the big screen TV, right? As this guy gets up and like crawls out of, this dirt den.
Burrow.
Yeah. Comes up and like is looking around. He's trying to figure out addresses and just kind of starts making his way through as you guys eat your popcorn. And and there's this cordoned off like area of police tape, and it's like there's some screens up around it. But like this guy gets close and is kind of pushing and shoving and just makes a break for it through and like sees the body and then just hauls ass out with like the sheer sprint of like, something scary is behind me.
You put the fear of God in him.
Words of truth, prime baby. Yeah. So
literally the fear of God.
Yep. And that is where we'll let that drop off. So the Cabal now, 10 o'clock at night. After John or after Mammon has.
I'm gonna take a nap.
Yep. Everybody take a big old nap, pass out, and do whatever.
As soon as Mammon's done healing, I let go of my spells.
Yep. Cool. And yes, the Cabal lays down for a long winter's nap. March.
Early spring nap.
Yeah. And so, so time is going to pass. Does anybody have something specific that they want to start with? Chronologically, I know Atreides had something for this coming weekend. And I don't know if anybody else had anything before then.
Like a couple days later, I can go.
I really want to spend some time with Alicia.
Oh yeah. I'm just trying to do this kind of chronologically. If Weird is like tomorrow going to go do that, we can definitely pick that up. So yeah, you go and meet up with Alicia, and is it just like a chat gab session that you're kind of looking for, or?
I get the feeling that there's some sort of a mystical connection between the storyteller and the pack.
Mm-hmm.
That she fills some sort of a mystical role, and I want to get an understanding of that. It's like to me, it seems like a mystery. I want to understand more because storytelling is very much an acanthus sort of role. So I'm trying to get a feel from her what it is that you do. So I guess we meet for coffee.
Okay, yeah, that was my next question. Do you try and meet up at Rescue One? Do you try and
or Rescue One if she's more comfortable there?
I'm asking you, what do you suggest to her?
I would suggest going for coffee because I don't want to necessarily invade their privacy.
Sure. Yeah.
So she's aftermath of all this.
Yeah, she's more than happy. Meet you for coffee. You guys have a nice little chit chat. She kind of shares little updates. Says, okay, yeah, we're off of lockdown, though we have kept patrols kind of heavy until we've not seen or smelled predator kings in the area for a while. As far as but as for storytelling, she's like, yeah, I don't keep stories. Actually, let me double check. I think she doesn't. I'm going to double check. Does Yeah, I guess Cahalith probably do.
Yeah, they're like the elders.
Yeah, lore
sort
keeper.
of thing.
Yeah,
lore
okay.
keepers.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, she does. She tells stories. She keeps stories. Occasionally makes up stories and parables. There's not. There's always truth built into it, but yeah. Now she herself isn't. She doesn't tend to keep a lot of stories. She's still young. She kind of says with a grin, and no, I'm more upfront and kind of leading the pack and communicating for the pack and making us sound loud and impressive and fearsome, and that's why I went with Logan. No, there's some older ones who do the real story keeping. I know my fair share,
but they're like. Just the way they talk about it as a designated role, it seems like, is there more to it than just keeping a record of everything they do?
She grins. She's like, yeah, no, the whole storytelling thing is more because that's what we get left with. Nobody else wants to keep, everybody else is, has their own focus. Ours is, we tell stories, and we tell our stories, and then we tell stories about other people, and we hear stories. But no, that's just who we are. That's what, we don't sign up for it. We don't.
No. Well, and it's much the same way with an Acanthus, the type of mage that I am. But when you're telling stories, does that have an effect on the pack, or is there a way is that how you guide the pack, motivate them?
Others maybe, yes. Not my. I'm the. She Rye grin. She's like, I'm a low man on the totem pole. But yeah, other Cahalith, some of the elders, they they advise Jake on things Uratha have done in the past and how it worked for them or didn't work for them.
Can I see storytelling happen?
She's like, it's not a big ritual thing for us. Other packs maybe, but we don't get into, we're not sitting around a bonfire in robes sharing stories. We just
so there's no particular benefit to doing it. It's just something you do as a tradition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
How else do we share? And how else do we spread word of our pack's renown? We meet up at a what are they called? Oh my gosh. I can't remember, but basically there are convocations. That might be the major term. Anyways, we meet up when other packs meet up. And those amongst our tribes, we meet up with other Stormlords and we share tales and stories. We, report back on what we've seen. But, for some packs, yeah, they probably have some tradition that goes back a long ways. But our pack, we're not that old.
Okay.
Our pack is fairly modern. We work out of a fire station.
Right. Okay.
So we keep awesome stories, but, we don't have a great oral tradition. We have the internet, man.
Right. So I guess my last question. So there's nothing spiritual about it at all.
Yeah, for some there might be, but not for us. Not for Rescue One.
Okay, fair enough.
But
that's all I want to know. But thank you very much for sharing that with me.
Oh yeah,
I'd like to trade some stories sometime if we have a chance.
Oh sure, you have my number. I don't know how many of yours involve hunting down a thing or taking down some beast twice your size, and then she kind of gives you a once over and goes, okay, you might have more stories of that. But, that's, maybe it's a little biased, but your stories, while interesting, will probably not have quite the same, effect with us. We tell stories of Uratha of the pack. I imagine the stories that you all tell are more individual, or at least smaller groups. You don't tell tales of your concilium going to war. You have...
No, we tell hero tales.
Oh, sure. I've read those. Odysseus.
Right, that sort of thing. And as an Acanthus, we often craft these tales in real life. Like we think of the story that we want to see happen, and then we set things in motion to make that story happen. So we're kind of story builders.
You're meddlers.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. That's not an inaccurate term.
She nods. She's like, yeah, typical. I mean, Merlin, sure.
Yes, very much. Very much so, yeah.
Not necessarily a bad thing. So, but yeah, you guys have a nice chit chat. Without bogging everything down too much, but yeah, it's a good chat, and definitely have an idea that at least
we don't have to go into it, but if she's got any questions for me, I'll answer. I kind of peppered her for half an hour or whatever. So
right, and like I said, there's definitely some questions back and forth, but it's I doubt you're going to reveal anything new and novel that we and the audience haven't seen, and especially because you're still at the end of the day a guardian. Yes. So there's there's definitely a strong limit of, well, hey, tell us about the internal workings of the concilium. No. Yeah. So moving on to Atratus at the end of the weekend. Who's going to the ghost party?
Yeah. We kind of all swore to go help clean up, right?
Yeah.
We're fixing up their cemetery.
Yeah. But very specifically, there's the ghost party. Mammon, were you going to be joining?
Or they actually schedule a new party?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I thought they needed us to fix it before they could do that.
Oh, no. The fixing is part of the ghost party. We'll get to that here in a second. Mammon, what were you saying?
I didn't say anything.
Oh.
You coming to the ghost party?
Yeah. Yes. Okay, I am going to the ghost party. I promised I would.
Yep. So yeah, we cut to, a following Saturday, especially since, once Mammon, basically passed on, hey, yeah, by the way, Eric is cool. Like, he's safe to be around. You guys can come out. The invites go out, the texts go out. Actually, for you guys, Rebecca actually comes by the,
oh, she's got to get her stuff.
Yep, comes by the Puck building. Well, actually, not Rebecca. Sylvia comes by, and she has that 16-year-old girl in New York kind of look. Even though she lives in Jersey City, it's still especially in the downtown area where you guys are. The Puck building, comes up and rides up an elevator to a penthouse apartment. Hi, gets the stuff, gives you guys personal invite, and then heads back. So we cut to Saturday. Go
before she takes off. I wanted to take her hand, and I cover her hand with my other one, and I say, "I owe you an apology."
I
was really an ass the last time we met.
Yeah, you kind of had a sword waving around. That was kind of scary, but no.
Well, and I didn't understand what roles you guys did and the things that you did and how you did them and how the Geist yanking you back from the beyond. Mm-hmm. I just have a much better understanding of it now.
She's like,
that's not me, but
No, I know, but it's the whole partnership situation thing.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was very pissed off about it, and it was misunderstanding. I have since shed my ignorance, so I'm sorry.
It's okay. We have a bunch of racist ghosts we hang out with, so you have not offended me.
Okay.
I never thought about that.
Take it being dead hasn't helped them out any?
Nope.
It's still the 1950s in his eyes, goddammit.
What was that, Craig?
It would be important to me to make amends.
She's like, hey, no harm. Come to the party. Have a drink.
That's what we're going to do.
Yep.
Okay. But other than that, give me something to do.
Hang out.
Okay. Something I can do to help.
Show up. That's it.
Well, then consider that I owe you something. Because I was going to do that anyway.
Okay, I'll think about it then. She's got this box of Geist Memento Mori, and sure, I'll think about it. Okay. And so we fast forward to the party invite. Literally was sundown. Meet at the historic Jersey City and Harsimus Cemetery. You guys kind of arrive, and there's cars parked around. Headlights are shining into the cemetery. Somebody's got music playing out of a speaker off the back of their truck like before. Well, actually, nobody except for Weird has actually seen, now that I think about it, because Weird saw it through post-cognition, but the rest of you guys hadn't seen it. So, and you have off to one side, you have like tables set out with, snacks and stuff like that. And then there's another table kind of farther back in towards the cemetery that's, empty of stuff. And people are milling about, and Atratus, like your peripheral mage side is just like so many bells going off.
I want to meet up with Sylvia and be like, so do you want to see them? Because she's only talked to them through the others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's standing there with
Sean,
thank you. I was like, don't make me go to Conca. I can do this. I couldn't. So she's standing with Sean, and she goes, I mean, that would be cool. Yeah. Can you do that?
Yes, I can.
And it's a 1-dot spell, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I'm not
a 1-dot
gonna.
spell.
Yeah, we're not gonna
Okay,
worry
cool.
about. And so you cast that on her, and I imagine the rest of the.
I was gonna cast it on all of us, so everyone else can see all the other ghosts too.
Right. And specifically because your peripheral mage side just senses them, and you would have to spend a mana to see them. So now all of a sudden, hey, Gabe is there. But then you have about a dozen or so ghosts. And based on their garb, they range from the Civil War on. And probably stop about like the 1900s. Because the old cemetery.
Old racist ghosts.
Yep.
Some old racist ghosts.
Most of them are like, I mean, we are at least up in Jersey City and New York. So at least they fought for the North.
They just hate the Irish.
Right. And
Italians.
Right. And, there's Sylvia, whatever her last name is.
Colorosi.
Yeah. But for the most part, some of them have started to learn. But it is a party. And as soon as you do that, and like the ghosts like all kind of look down and go, you can see us?
Hi.
You can hear us?
Yes.
All of you? And like Gabe is there like, holy crap, there's so many ghosts.
Oh, Sylvia, that's my brother.
And like Sylvia, reaches a hand out and wait, can you interact with speak?
You can talk to them.
Yeah, because
they're still incorporeal. Right. But you can see and speak with them.
Okay, yeah. So there's this like attempt at a handshake. Oh, right. Okay, so that doesn't quite work. Though Sean does reach over and shake Gabe's hand, and so Gabe is kind of like, okay, that's cool. And like Gabe is kid in a candy store. Like there's so many people to talk to.
Friends,
right? And so
whereas he's been stuck with like me and no one else. Unless he manifests.
Friends and kind of weird because weird has the death one at least. But yeah.
And I'm gonna spend mana to get death side up too. So
she casts the.
I mean, you don't need it.
No, but like when we do the ritual, I want to have like.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, goes around. Gabe, meets Rebecca, and there's the 4. Well, at that point, 2 other guys that you guys had met. Did I ever tell you what? Because now that you've got Death Side up,
we only met the 2 so far.
Okay, I haven't detailed them out. But no, had you guys had I described?
Those are the goth kids, right?
Yeah, they're goth
kids.
One
other goth kid and the businesswoman.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, businesswoman, mom, and two goth. Well,
2 goth teens.
Yeah, Sean is the only teen. The other guy looks, a little bit older and looks like he's been in the goth scene for a while, as opposed to Sean, who looks kind of new to it now that he's dead. But no, I was. Did you? I
decided to go become a goth.
Right. Did you guys see Rebecca's Geist? I can't remember if I had described it before.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So it's for you guys. It's kind of overlaid on her, but there is basically, it looks like a skull. It factored huge. A skull the size of her, to give you an idea. Wow. Draped with this like kind of funerary cloth, so you can see like the top. You can kind of see the eye sockets and stuff like that, and the jaw is just kind of only occasionally seen when like this kind of cloth kind of presses up against it. Gabe looks at it and goes, "Nope." Like that,
because it's not he's not used to ghosts that aren't people.
Right. That thing is so far gone from being human. Like it's not even like, nope. not something he wants to play with or talk to, nor can he really. It is a geist, so it's kind of currently sitting in. Well, actually, no. It can. It put its image in Twilight, so it's not actually corporeal to anybody. But yeah, it can appear. But it doesn't seem interested in talking to anybody. Rebecca makes comments of like, don't mind him. Well, actually, excuse me, don't mind her. She doesn't talk, and that's probably better for everybody. We have a working, healthy relationship, and if there's something wrong and she has a problem, I'll let you know.
Sounds good.
But yeah, you guys kind of hang out for a little bit after, the sun has like completely set. Rebecca walks out and, weird, you activate your death sight. I got to watch this. And it's just what you had seen before. She walks out, cuts her, and just blood on, these plates. And Gabe goes, oh shit. Like goes over and gets a spot and like looking next to everybody else, and food appears. And he's like, oh my God, Doritos. And like
game fuel,
right? Yeah,
Gabe fuel,
yes. And sits down, eats, and like absolutely having the best time. He's like, I am tasting something you guys don't. And like he yammers for a little bit before like all the other guys are like, dude, all right, you like,
we get it.
Chill, man. I know it's your first time. We're glad you're enjoying. But as they start to talk to him, asking questions and stuff like that. And some of them seem to be like commenting on like, have you lost memories yet? No, that's good. We'll keep you there. Like we'll try and keep you as intact as possible. Time will eventually wear you down, stuff like that. But, for the most part, they like you watch as like the Geists and some of these other folks who are around have like, they let them eat and like kind of give them some space. Everybody else is kind of partying. There's like one group of folks who are over and they're literally like raking leaves as they chat. Like there's one guy who's like raking leaves and he passes the rake off and takes 2 drinks and is drinking from one, holding it for his buddy, and just little stuff like that that's being cleaned up. There's one like, she looks super hippie, like older woman, and she has like 5 goats on leashes, and she's just moving around.
Yeah.
And they're doing no, okay. And they're just working on cleaning the place up, hanging out. There's music, giving the ghosts time to chill and hang out.
Can you let us touch them?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
They have to be able to make themselves solid
It's
for
a
that.
ghost petting zoo?
Yes.
No, I thought I'd like to dance with one.
I mean, I'm sure they can dance with you. They just can't touch you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Though that does remind me. Let me look up and double check what that's right, I think they call it. Does, because I think it might actually make them corporeal. So I'm going to double check that real quick. It's
I do want to go ask them, like, do you want flowers? Do you like gifts on your graves?
Okay, no, they do not become corporeal. But for most of them, like after they've eaten and stuff like that, they're like, to be honest, like if we're here and we can rest at oh yeah, that's true. Because you guys have Death Sight, you see and I don't know if you guys have looked at the website and stuff like that, but you have like the big cemetery, and then there's a big bunker, what used to be a big Civil War ammunition dump bunker that's back there. And atop the bunker is, I'm trying to just think, it's not like the big rib cage thing, but it is another death gate.
A different door.
Yeah. And they're like, as long as we can visit this, it'll
Weird can see it.
Would
Speak with the Dead doesn't let you see it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But yeah, with Death Mage Sight, you would be able to see it. But yeah, it is a big closed, heavy door up top, and there is a ghost that doesn't look quite like the others, who has not come down to visit and chat or anything like that. But the other ghosts mentioned, because of this we don't suffer for 3 days, and then we can recharge here, we're actually okay. We don't lose essence. So long as we're able to do this about every week, that keeps us up, and we stay healthy. And if what are they called? I think they're called Reapers.
The ones that try to come bring ghosts back.
Yeah. If one of those shows up between us and the Sentinel, we can fight them off. And if a really, really bad one comes up, usually we can make a run for and go get Rebecca and Shrill Scream, and then we can really run them off. Nothing messes with us that comes to that gate. The other gate was the problem. Because that one, they didn't have guards on. Well, they had Spoiled Lover, but you saw how well that turned out.
She wasn't much of a guard. Nope. Do you have another Sentinel there now? Because it's still not closed.
Oh, at the other death gate?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the other ghosts are like, we don't know much about that. But if you go ask Rebecca or Sean, they're like, no, but it's closed. I mean, yeah, it can be reopened, but that's one of the reasons we, chat with Sylvia. And now that Spoiled Lover has been handled, we'll probably get back to our regular meetings there, and keep an eye on it. It's very easy to open from this side. It's very easy to open from the other side. Reapers can just walk through gates, so that they don't care.
Cool.
So, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. Handling gates, handling the Underworld, that's kind of our thing. At this point now, it's we're working on recruiting, and see if other guys, other Sin Eaters show up, getting them to join the crew, and so we can make some lasting change.
I'm not a Geist, but I am interested in your changes.
Rebecca kind of smiles and she's like, I appreciate it. I mean, the Underworld does suck, but the kind of changes we have planned, you need to be a Sin Eater. Well, or be completely done hanging out here. Because the plan, years off. Trip. Years off, and we're going to go down and we're going to carve out a piece of the Underworld for ourselves. We're going to make it better. We're going to make a place where ghosts can come down and actually have a decent
Not be
place.
In hell.
Not be in a living hell, yeah. But that's sad, spooky stuff. Screw that. Let's, relax, enjoy, hang out. Gabe is over being swarmed by these other ghosts, and you actually watch as he's talking with a couple, and you see him pull out of himself some probably looks like ectoplasm that you guys have seen before, and then makes an exchange. Sorry, that's off camera. Makes an exchange with another ghost and kind of puts it into himself, and he's like, oh, okay. It's kind of weird. Not quite sure what happened. That's over there. You'll have to ask him about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
Yep. But otherwise, unless you guys have something else to do at the party, we'll scroll some time on. Yeah. Anybody else? Otherwise, we'll jump over to Mammon, kind of getting his life together, or contemplating his life, I think is the way you put it.
Sure.
Something like that.
Okay.
Chris, do you have anything you need to do first? I figured I'd go last.
Just a real quick one. Mm-hmm. I want to talk to, I guess, whoever is I report to at the Adamantine Arrow.
Oh,
which I guess is Red Dread.
Wolf Trophy or
the next, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or the next
Red Dread. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And show up, and I'm not walking in and demanding a promotion, but I just want to be reporting in the various sort of things that I've managed to do in a week.
Yeah. So are you kind of slow playing it where you're well, I did this, also this, also this, also this. Oh, and then there was this werewolf. Or is it more of hey, I'm actually kind of trying to show off?
I think I'm definitely trying to show off. I think that's Songbird for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. Notably, Red Dread is into that. He kind of looks you up and down, and you guys, where before you had met up at this, forge place, instead you were at, it's a gun range. And stuff like that, and Red Dread is in kind of tactical gear, and yes, you do see his massive revolver strapped to his leg, and he's moving around amongst a bunch of like sleepers and other like sleepwalkers and other mages that oh my gosh, Onyx is there, that kind of stuff. And he's kind of chatting with you, and he's a little bit more on the sly because you're out in public, but it's like, really, all that in 5 days on the job? Okay.
Yep.
What have you done for the arrow?
Took out your wolf thread.
Yeah, I was going to say, I waged war on behalf of our concilium.
I guess that may have eventually been a threat, so I can give you points for proactive initiative there.
I've also, and I tell him a little bit about my plans for what I want to do with my crafting and how I want to be a direct benefit in the future, and would like to apprentice under Colossus if he'll have me.
Okay. So he's like, okay, interesting. So you think this kind of work is going to, because I'm torn, Songbird, between wanting to reassign you and put you to real work, or leaving you there where you'll keep 3 other members of the Concilium in a good PR role. Well, okay. If Colossus agrees to apprentice you, and Pip says that she can put you to work, we can see about making this a little bit more official. But you take that up with them and have them come chat with me.
Cool.
But if not, you're still going to be showing up for drills. We're still going to have to go on patrol.
No worries about that at all.
Okay. Good. And he kind of pats you on the shoulder and says, so, and kind of looks out towards the range. How good of a shot are you?
Can always try.
Okay.
Let's find out.
Yeah. And you have a little short firearms 101 with Red Dread himself, which I'm trying to remember. Do you have any points in firearms?
I have no dots in firearms.
What's your dex?
3.
Okay, so it goes okay.
Yeah. At some point, I asked him if he's got a bow and arrow.
Right. He's like, not at this range, and so we kind of leave off there. But just to be clear, that is the whole banner. What do we say? Banner warden. Banner, yeah. Thing. If basically the other 2 kind of sign off on it.
Keep going at it.
Yep.
I want to use that scene to justify a point of status. So.
Spending XP for it?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Cool. 2 dots of adamantine arrow status.
Nice. Mammon, sir.
Yes.
What's your plan?
So, I am. Are we able to pick any day over the next week?
Okay. Next week.
So I'm going to pick like a Monday or a Tuesday, just a normal working day, and it's probably going to be around noon, 1 o'clock, because I want to make sure she is at lunch. I'm going to go ahead and scry Beck and see what she's up to.
Now, isn't she West Coast?
She is West Coast.
Okay. Gotcha. Cool.
So like 5 p.m.
No,
if it's noon.
Noon goes back to 9 a.m.
9, yeah.
Yeah. I just
I
want
thought
to
you
make
said you wanted to
sure she's
make
at
sure
work.
she was at lunch.
Well, I did say lunch. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't scry her while she's getting dicked down by like 12 guys.
Wow.
Or whatever she's into after I left.
Holy shit.
Remember, he has a vice.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mammon's backstory.
Yeah. So about 2 p.m. your time. So you scry. You have her sympathetic name, so you don't need a specific other yantra, and it's just scry. Like you said, you can spend a little bit of time doing so. So, all right. So you scry on your ex-girlfriend. Weird, but
Wait, you used to date weird?
I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, that phrasing was could use some help.
Did you not say it like that?
I knew exactly what I was saying. We cut to Songbird, not Songbird, sorry. Mammon, and I imagine you have no reason to put up a big view screen. It's all just kind of in your head. We see, let's see here. Yeah. 32-year-old, light-skinned, brown hair, brown eyes, 5'10", and a casual punk rock style. Quote, nothing too punk, more like something someone with a passing interest in the style would wear. Nose ring in the right nostril. Beck is, it looks like she is waiting tables and not happy with it.
What?
That sounds about right.
Yep. It's a, decentish place. Doesn't look like she's in McDonald's or Applebee's or something like that, but yeah. And so, you're basically watching her wait tables looking, she's good at it. She's got the charm for it, but definitely not a great life.
I've got the charm for it. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to go ahead and send her a text and ask her what she's been up to. And I don't need a response. That can be the end of the session. It's not about the response. It's about the text to her.
Yeah, I got you.
This is the first time you've texted her since you left.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's good because that gives me a minute to yes.
And I'm going to close my scry. I'm not that much of a creeper.
Watch her facial reactions as you text. Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
That feels icky.
Yep. Like I said, he cuts the scry out, so makes sense. But cool. And so with a little bit of the start of our downtime, we'll probably have a little bit more of it until the Cabal kind of decides, okay, hang on, let's get together, let's figure some stuff out. There we go.
You all right?
You good?
Yeah.
So we'll have a little bit of downtime. We'll probably talk off camera about the next things that the group wants. But for you at home, I will definitely promise no more other splats. The next thing is going to be some straight up 100%.
We can do some straight up
Some
made shit.
wizard shit.
Yeah. Notably, I will. No, I won't mention that. We'll just see where we meet up for next week. So until then, guys, sorry about the shorter episode, but don't worry, we'll be back in full force next week, hopefully. Bye, guys.
Bye. Stay lucky. I have to.
Every time.
I hate my sister. That's the worst thing she's done for this show.
Hey, guys. So thanks for joining us on this episode. We have hints of Mammon background on the stream. If you listen to the QA on Patreon, you may have already heard some of this. But yes, we may hear more about Mammon's background. I personally am super psyched. Let me know what you guys think of the downtime. What kind of stuff had they forgotten about stuff? Oh, hey, they need to go back and do this. Put that stuff in the comments. By the time you're watching this episode, we will be playing shortly after. So if you're watching right away, you can get some comments in and remind the party. If you want to make sure they see it, hey, join us on Discord. Link is down in the bottom. And come hang out. And you can chat with us directly instead of waiting to watch the whole episode. But of course, you won't see this until then. So, whatever. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/occultistanonymous. And come join us at Patreon. patreon.com/occultists anonymous. There's some cool stuff that we've been posting there. I'm trying to find some more stuff to post there to have some activity on there other than it just being a place for us to ask money. I want to have some stuff that we're going out besides just the YouTube videos, which I mean, that's always going to be the focus, but you know, anyways, hope you guys have a good weekend and we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.